And so we got there, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna take like a tap of acid each. You want like a quarter or?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not? You know, we'll be here for a few hours. Like, should be fine." So we're up in LA. We park, we get in line, we take it, and then they had the Lagunitas Circus, which is like guys on stilts, contortionists, acrobats, all this. So we're waiting in line, and it starts to kick in.
Oh no!
And the Lagunitas Circus comes out, and there's this guy like dancing on stilts, like cracking jokes and everything, and he's like dressed like a gothic clown, and I'm like,
Oh.
"You're not funny." All right. And then this busted ass like older Mustang, like 1992 Mustang, comes flying down the street, and these cops light him up, and they take off.
Of course, yeah.
It was two African American gentlemen in the car. Like, we saw them, they were like right next to us waiting out at a stop sign, and then they went through the stop sign, and the cops just lit them up, and they just peeled out like burned rubber, just boom. And then literally like 20 seconds later, police helicopter, like I could have hit with a rock, it just comes out of nowhere, just like, and I'm like, okay. So we get in, and then it's free Lagunitas, all you can drink all night long. They had like 6 different types of Lagunitas. Everything is free.
Nobody told me that.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay.
Can I interject for
Yeah.
1 second though? Not gonna. But don't you feel like that happens all the time when you're high? Weird stuff happens.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird if you were sober.
Right. Yeah.
Like, one time I was in the ocean on acid, and a seal swam up and went, "Duh!" Like, screamed in my face. I'm like, all right, that's never fucking happened before.
We had one time we did it at the condo, and then we walked down to the beach. It was me, Katie, and my buddy, and there was this seal had waddled from the water through the sand up onto like the little boardwalk down at Strands, and there was like a dozen people around it taking pictures, and
Oh,
we're
I
walking
hate
down
that, yeah.
just frying face, and we're like, "It's melting. This thing is 80 fucking feet from the water. How did he even?" And he was just flapping on the sidewalk, and it like we were talking to the people. They were taking pictures.
Was he like clapping and shit? Or
No, he was just like people were wondering, "Oh, should we like carry him back?" Like, you don't want to grab a seal. This a healthy seal.
Will bite the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's worse than like a pit bull bite.
Yeah.
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 But anyways, so the Lagunitas thing, we go in. There's a couple bands before King Tough. They play. They're cool. There's a.
Do you remember any names?
Sunny and the Sunsets was one of them.
Oh, that's a good band. man.
Yeah, those guys are pretty cool.
I know one of their songs, but I like it.
But in between each band was like 2 like Lagunitas circus acts. So one was like a magician, and he did some like dog shit tricks, but he was more of a comedian. It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
But one of them was like a couple that were like contortionists, right? And we happened to be. They had these little side stages. This one stage it couldn't have been larger than like 2 of these tables, and it was just elevated, and like there was nothing there. People were standing around, and then like the spotlight just comes onto the stage, and we happen to be standing right next to it, and like everything's firing full force.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is cool. It's like this art gallery that had a bunch of like exhibits and stuff, and this contortionist act. The guy is just super built. The girl is super tiny, like gymnast, and he's holding her up with like a finger and everything, and she's like, her hand is on his finger, and she's balancing. She's straight up in the air, like face down.
Cirque du Soleil style.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing like really cool fucking shit, and he drops her.
Oh shit!
Like, she was way up there, and
His finger broke?
something happened,
He
and
just
she came falling down, and he swooped under, and I shit you not, her head was
Exploded.
2 inches from
Exploded.
hitting the fucking ground.
Damn.
And they were doing like
That is
each
not
act was like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and they were about 3 minutes in.
And they're all, that's that thing again.
And he like somehow managed to get his hand under her head and not let her bash her skull on this free beer, like, art exhibit, free Lagunitas sponsored show.
That's what happened.
And then he grabbed her, just laid like the biggest kiss, French, like just tongue and everything, They jumped off the stage and just darted back to the back room, and I'm like 99.5% certain they just went and had sex. But so that happened. The band played, and then we were like, should we hang around? Because King Tough played. Like, should we hang around? We went outside, and the fire marshals are there, and they're like, yeah, we're pretty sure you guys are over occupancy. You might have to shut this down. And we're like, we're gonna leave. So we just went back. We parked on. Like, it took us a while to find our car. We kind of got lost finding our car. So I'm driving home, and I'm like, oh, that's super easy. And I look down. I'm doing 85. I'm like, and I'm through LA. Like, I should maybe slow this down. I get down to like 70, and I'm like, whoa, I can't keep hitting the lines right now. I go back to 85 and hit the cruise control, and it was like a video game. I was like dialed in. We put on An American Prayer by The Doors, like the full album. It was fucking awesome. And then we get to, you know, Oso and the Five, where there's that like Carl's Jr. and the 2 gas stations.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey, let's grab, like they wanted, I think, cigarettes. I wanted a Gatorade. And I go in, and it was one of those, like, the guy said, okay, that'll be like 10.72, and I had like a bunch of like a 5 and like 10 ones, and I just like pulled all the cash out of my hand. It, like, probably handed him $25. I just threw it on the counter. Like, this is outside my wheelhouse right now, man. Like, you gotta. I didn't say that. Yeah, like here, and like he's counting it. And I don't even know if he gave me the right change back. He might have been like, this guy's like, what? I don't know what's up with this guy.
I'll see if he calls me on it. Here,
So he hands me the cash back. I grab all my shit. I walk out, and there's 2 cops standing.
Oh no!
And they go, and I'm like freaking the fuck out. I can't even handle a gas station, you know, like buy a pack of cigarettes or a beer transaction. There's 2 cops, and they're like, excuse me, sir, are you about to go on the 5 South? And I'm like,
I don't know.
Their faces are like melting together.
yeah, oh yeah, like 100%. And I'm like,
yeah.
well, yes, I am. I live in Dana Point. And they go, okay, cool. We're about to shut down the exit. We'll let you get home, and then we're gonna throw the cones up. We were just, you know, we didn't want to like block you off and make you do a detour. And I'm like,
So much on acid.
why? Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for keeping us safe. And then I hopped in the car. They're freaking out. They're like,
we're going to jail.
what do they ask you? And I'm like, oh, they just asked if I was getting on the exit or not. And
Blank to blank.
yeah.
I said yes. That's why they're behind us.
It was quite the string of events,
Ooh.
to say the least.
Always though.
Why have you not written a song about that? You had like Night of the Black Helicopters. Boom. You had Circus Death. You had Melting Policeman.
The driving on is the closest thing to flying a spaceship that we'll ever get to, though. All the tracers and whatnot.
It's a lot easier the faster you're going.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah, the reflectors, yeah, just like you can hear them.
Yeah,
it's like
not safe.
When we get close to junctions, it's like.
I remember hearing a story about somebody.
Yourself from the future is trying to warn you through like the red light tracers.
when I knew, because they were like, oh, do you think a quarter's enough? And I was like, I don't know, I'll try it, and then if not, I'll just like break out another. And we tried to get there as early as possible, and there was only like 10 people in line. We're like, we have quite a while, like it's. So we went to Del Taco, and they ordered some chili cheese fries. And they came, and they're like, oh, Chris, are you hungry? And I looked down, and the fries started wiggling like worms. And I was like, nope. No, I'm not hungry. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Yep. Well, thank you. Sunny of the Sunsets, though. I've only heard one song of theirs, but they're good.
Yeah, they're not bad.
What was that thing you posted of the OCs, their new video? There's a new video out?
Yeah, I don't know how crazy I am about the song, but just the way the claymation syncs up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was all.
It's a departure from their other. Their stuff is all over the place. A lot of 60s garage rock kind of mixed with other stuff, but
I guess.
like Tidal Wave I think of when I think of them, but their other songs are all over the place.
Yeah, so they actually have a couple different lineups, and the way they decipher them is it's the same. If you were to hear OCs vocally, it's going to sound all the same, but when you're to search on the internet, the OCs, THE,
Then OCs
is like one lineup, and then the OCs with two E's is like a different drummer and bassist or something like that. And then they came out with a new thing that's just OCS.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I heard. I was looking on the Wikipedia. And it's like they had that at the beginning, and but they brought it back. Like it was like something that they were. Yeah.
So I think it's just a way for them to kind of maybe decipher. I'm
Like
sure
eras?
that type of band isn't too concerned about royalties, but maybe it's just more of a way to decipher the discography and all that.
Is it how do you say his name? Dwyer?
Yeah, John Dwyer.
Is that him in everything?
Yeah,
though, right?
he's in all of those.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I was counting, and I think from 2010 until now, he's put out like 22 albums, or it might have been 2008.
Jesus Christ.
So he's definitely averaging around 3 albums per year.
That's crazy.
And I don't even think I was factoring in he has like a DJ electronic project called Damage Bug.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that was coming into the mix.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like literally about at least 2 albums, some years 3 albums in a year is that's astronomical. I know like King Gizzard and the